I believe that's going to be another PDS tornado warning. Ryan is starting a stream, guys. Stand by.
So I know we've got a lot of people watching right now up here around Nashville. The good news is right now, even though we're going to definitely have some downpours and
I
some
did not know
small
my
hail and some
Streamlabs was
lightning and
muted.
it's
This
going to
is some
storm,
BS shit.
everything that's coming
Sorry,
into the
guys.
general Nashville
Now you
area
can hear
for this
everything.
moment is below severe limits. I don't think that that's going to continue to be the case. But right now, we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about you guys in Tennessee because we've got bigger fish to fry farther south. If that changes, we'll come right up to you. Let's see here. Once again, for anybody that is just now tuning in, let me go over to Twitter and show you on that side. Hopefully, everybody's going over here to Twitter and X and Facebook and sharing all this stuff from the National Weather Service. This is our PDS Tornado Watch. If you're just now tuning in, I got to kind of re-emphasize how important this is. This is the highest level tornado watch that can be issued, and all the parameters are maxed out. We are almost certain that we're going to have multiple tornadoes today, and a lot of them are going to be capable of producing EF2 to EF5 damage. So we need you to take this seriously. Numerous strong tornadoes expected. Scattered hail up to the size of tennis balls likely. And scattered wind gusts around 75 miles per hour likely. We got 3.4 million people in this tornado watch. This does include Tupelo, Greenwood, Columbus, Jackson, Meridian, Laurel, Hattiesburg, Baton Rouge, and Slidell. It doesn't include any of Alabama. But Alabama, you will get your turn, unfortunately, later, as there will be probably a similar kind of a tornado watch for you guys a little bit later. All right, so the PDS tornado warning is going to continue here for Humphreys, LaFleur, and Sharkey counties in Mississippi. And we are going to continue to watch this as it goes up towards Belzoni. Hopefully everybody in Belzoni is in their safe spots. I don't think our closest storm chaser right now to this is going to be Brett Adair. And we've also got a storm chaser out there, Caleb Beecham. He's in Jackson, Mississippi right now. Caleb, what's up? Muted. We are muted. You can just keep trying it, and as soon as we can hear you there, I'll flip it over to you, okay?
44
you don't even have to worry about hitting the lights again. Just start it up whenever you get a chance. But some of the places that are in the path of our PDS tornado warning here include the Humphreys County Nursing Home. All right. We've also got stuff like the Tepper Elementary School, Humphreys County Elementary School, and Central Delta Academy in the path here. Everybody near those areas needs to be taking shelter right now. Yep, Brett Adair. He is very close to that one. We are saying y'all watch out for people in Sharkey and Issaquah counties farther to the south. Andy, go ahead.
Yeah, Ryan, over the last few scans, this circulation has come together in a very worrisome, rapid sense. However, what I'm seeing is that it's not quite as much of a right-moving supercell yet as the one to its north that has that tornado warning angled more to the east-northeast. That tells me that that's a healthy supercell following a right-moving track. This one isn't quite moving to the right, but the moment it starts to turn more to the east, I have much more concern with it as this velocity starts to look a little bit more wild here from the Jackson, Mississippi radar, and it certainly does on the next scan. This is not tornado warned yet, but it's passing right by Cary, and I would not be surprised if this receives a tornado warning imminently here into Sharkey County. It will pass pretty close to Rolling Fork as it goes up, especially if it starts to curve more as it becomes a healthy supercell. So I really hope this doesn't do anything right near Rolling Fork, but I'm going to issue a y'all watch out ahead of time because that velocity has come together over the last 5 minutes. So very rapidly developing situation. Let's get the word out to our friends there.
Thank you so much, meteorologist Andy Hill. Let's go check in on our most recent severe thunderstorm warning as well that's just come out. That includes all of our a tornado warned part of the storm and also the Y'all Watch that Andy just put out here. And it's just indicating that all this stuff is happening inside of a huge cluster of storms that's capable of producing 1 inch in diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds from as far south as Brunswick and as far north as up there towards Inverness. So y'all get ready. We're going to have a loud storm. This is also
warning has been issued.
This looks pretty juiced up, if that makes sense. There's a lot of rain here, so flash flooding is going to be a big problem. Probably in Rolling Fork up towards Silver City and Belzoni as well. New tornado warning here. Let's check in on it.
That is
quick.
more than likely a
and,
wedge.
This is going to be for Bude and Brookhaven in Mississippi. This is for Jefferson, Franklin, and Lincoln counties in Mississippi. Take shelter now. This is a pretty dangerous situation. We've got a rotating storm coming together here near Homochito National Forest, and it's coming up towards Bude. All right, it's going right towards Dick, Meadville, Lead, Little Springs, Quinton, Lucian, Williams, Cobbs, Lloyd Star, and the town of Brookhaven is also included in this. You can see the rotation coming together right here. It's going in this general direction. So if you live along Highway 84 between Bude and Brookhaven or in either of those towns, you need to be getting to your safe spots very quickly. Let's see here. We are... Yeah, our storm chasers are pretty spread out today. Look at this. All of our red dots are storm chasers. A lot of them are holding back, waiting for the supercells over here, but some of them are pretty close to some of our storms that we have right now. Go ahead, Caleb.
Can you hear me?
What should I
Yes.
do to him, Jeff?
Awesome. So I just want to give you guys a quick update. I'm actually here just inside of Jackson, Mississippi, right outside of actually that high risk area. And I've been talking with some locals in the area, some people that work at the gas stations here. And what we're hearing is a lot of people don't seem too concerned about today's setup. They're talking about past setups that have come through in the past couple of weeks where they've had these basically overhyped systems that they were told that there's a big tornado risk and nothing happened. So we're hearing that a lot today so far, that people are expecting nothing to happen, but obviously with this setup, this is a prolific and possibly historical event that could be coming out of today.
Not taking it seriously?
If you're in any of the areas that are in an enhanced risk, even a slight risk, make sure you guys are heeding every single warning and piece of information that either a news agency, the National Weather Service, or we're sharing here on the stream.
All right, thank you so much, Caleb. Very important there that he's out there talking to people, trying to get a feel for what's going on. And it sounds like we've got to do a much better job of communicating the risks here, because nobody should be dismissing the threat today. So Caleb, we'll be checking back with you as often as possible, and anytime you want to pop in, just let us know. He's over there in the Jackson, Mississippi area, and that is one of the places that is going to be under the gun today for significant severe weather, including tornadoes. This gang of supercells that's forming right here is moving towards the greater Jackson area right now.
Yep.
We've got some storms popping up over here around Meridian as well. We're going to have to watch those as they start lifting off to the north. But I think our main event is starting to come together right back in here. All right, we've got confluence bands coming together. You see how these storms are forming, and then we've got more behind that. These are looking a little bit more discrete in nature. So if we get a couple different, bands of confluence like this, and each one has 3 or 4 supercells inside of it, that's going to be, that's going to be the driving factor behind our prolific tornado outbreak today, which is going to be underway over the next little bit. Let's see here.
Longer.
All right. Let's go back to our PDS tornado warning. Once again, just to get an update on it. It does look to me like the velocity is still quite impressive on radar, but it is also very broad. But, I mean, anytime you see something like this on a day like today, we've just got to assume that it's on the ground. So let's go ahead and get everybody in Isola, Bellwood, Belzoni, Jaketown, 4 Mile, all the way up to Matthews Crossing in their safe spots if they haven't, gotten there already. If we've got time, let's see if we can get up with Bryce Shelton and just see what his plan is for today. Bryce, we're on YouTube. Just wanted to check in with you and see what was up and what your plan was for today. Brad, we're live on YouTube. Just wanted to check in with you and see what your plan was for today. So we're going to talk to Bryce and Brad, and then we might reach out to Brett and Luke as well.
Yeah, well, right now we're headed towards Philadelphia, Mississippi. Going to see if any of these confluence bands out ahead form anything later on.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
That was the voice of Bryce Shelton.
Hey, Ryan,
A new tornado
good to hear from
warning
you this
has been
morning.
issued.
We had a couple hours of sleep last night. I know we didn't get too much, but we're headed west right now out of Columbus, Mississippi, targeting this PDS tornado warning that is northwest of Yazoo City right now. Also watching the cells that are getting down to our south, both on those two confluence bands near Meridian, as well as the one down near Brookhaven. So those are going to be moving northeast into our direction. Also noticing that instability is not spreading east as much as I thought it would. So fingers crossed as far as Alabama goes, but don't let your guard down, obviously, but noticing that may be a trend, that instability may not be surging east as much as it should be. But we're headed west right now. I'm going to get on those cells.
Where he is.
And it's
I do know.
It's you've said this many times. It goes without saying. Today is going to be an extremely dangerous day. Threat to life and property, and we got to take these seriously, man. Everybody in this area needs to take them seriously. So hope everybody's safe, and we'll report back once we hear something or once we see something.
All right, so there you go. We got an update from Brad Arnold and Bryce Shelton out there in the Mississippi area. We just got a new tornado warning as well. This is going to be for Holmes, Humphreys, and Issaquena counties, and also Sharkey and Washington counties. This is the storm that Andy was highlighting with his Y'all Watch there earlier, gave us a heads up. Now we've got a decent area of rotation, a concerning area of rotation near Urgemont, or is that Egermont? I'm not sure how you say that. And it's going right towards the town of Rolling Fork. So hopefully everybody in Rolling Fork is in their safe spots. It's unfortunate that we've got to deal with this here. But let's hope for the best and get to our safe spots. It should just be 5 minutes or so, and then it should be over. The storm's going to be moving off to your north and east towards Anguilla, Hickman Landing, Ritchie, and Bombers. Okay, so get to your safe spots now. If you're in any of those places, Rolling Fork, the tornado is right on your doorstep if it's not already entering town, if it's on the ground. This is a radar-indicated rotation. We are not certain that there is a tornado here, but every frame of the velocity continues to look more, convincing. Okay, so we're not going to take any chances today. We're going to assume that all these tornadoes are on the ground, and we're going to treat them as such. Next in line, we've got Anguilla and Holland Landing that need to be getting into their safe spots. Okay. Lowest
Getting
floor
into
of
their
a
safe
sturdy
spot?
building.
They should have been in their safe spot in the first fucking place.
With as many walls between you and the outside world as possible, preferably you're going to be in a underground shelter, which I know a lot of people don't have basements around here. But if you do, that's where you want to be. Right now, the tornado, if it is on the ground, it's going to be somewhere north of Highway 16.
They should have been there in the first
up
place.
Towards Matthews Boulevard. It's going to eventually going to be trying to get up there close to Rose Hill, MB Church, the Sharkey Country Club, and the Holland Landing Lodge. Take shelter now. Let's see here. All right, so that's what's going on there. We need everybody in Rolling Fork and surrounding areas in their safe spots. Let's go back to our PDS tornado warning as well, which continues, and we do have a somewhat concerning signature here on radar, continuing for the area between Belzoni and Isola. This is a very big area of rotation. It's probably somewhat, contaminated or side-lobed, but it is definitely a large rotating storm, and it's capable of producing a big tornado as it goes over Highway 49 here. So everybody in Isola, Belzoni, all the way up to Inverness and Matthews Crossing needs to be in their safe spot right now. New severe thunderstorm warning also just came out for Greenwood, the town of Greenwood. That's Carroll, Grenada, LaFleur, and Sunflower counties. Take shelter if you haven't gotten to that safe spot yet. This is your sign. This is your time. Yeah, even severe thunderstorm warnings today. I would just go ahead and get in that safe spot. Treat it as practice because there's more storms behind this. Everybody that's experiencing these storms right now, we're likely going to have multiple rounds. When the first one ends, don't think it's over. So I would seriously treat even a severe thunderstorm warning as a drill or a practice round today, just in case. Water Valley, Taylor, and Oxford in Mississippi, you guys are still under a tornado warning as well. The rotation here doesn't look quite as robust as some of our other storms that we're watching, but we are concerned about our friends here in Water Valley, Taylor, and Oxford. Stay in your safe spots at least for the next 5 minutes. We'll see if the National Weather Service decides to continue this warning. If not, that will be allowed to expire in about 5 minutes, okay? Back down here to our Brookhaven tornado warning. We have an increasing area of rotation here just to the west of Dick in Mississippi. This is getting close to the town of Bude. If I kind of see here where the tornado is, if it's likely just crossed Highway 98 south and east of Bude near the Okesha Lake boat ramp. If you know where the north boat ramp is, that's about where the tornado would be. Anywhere between Yap Road number 3 and that boat ramp where it intersects with the Highway 98, that's where the tornado could be. It's then going to continue to go up, go over the Homachito River, and then if it can make it that far, if it doesn't fall apart, and we hope it does, it's going to cross Highway 94 somewhere a little bit closer to Edicton and Quinton near the Pleasant Valley Baptist Church. So if you know where any of those places are, you are in a dangerous situation. You're in the path of this storm. Take this seriously and take shelter. We are concerned about Brookhaven, but it does look to me like the rotation is staying off to the west. But like Andy was talking about earlier, there's a chance today that some of these storms, as they get stronger, they start moving a little bit more right. They start becoming right movers. And if that were the case, then that puts Brookhaven in a little bit more of a danger zone. And that's why they are included in this tornado warning. Dominic, thank you. And thanks to everybody in the chat that's being supportive. I obviously don't have time to read everything, but I'll go back afterwards and read them. I'm also not able to answer very many questions today because, we've got to be very focused on the issue at hand here, I guess you could say, with our tornado warnings. But I do appreciate you all for being here, and thanks for sharing the stream and liking it so that we can get this life-saving information for free in front of as many people as possible. All right, Brandon, Bryce, and B. Dean. B. Dean is in Tennessee. Let's see here. Where's he at? Yeah, he's way up here in Tennessee. We've got nothing. We've got no severe weather or anything up here, but he is keeping an eye on some of these storms that are getting close to Henderson and Parsons. Chandra, let's put something else in the slot number 3 there, maybe closer to our storms. Maybe Brett Adair, if he's online. I don't know if he is or not, or just something else down here closer to the storms. If you are just now tuning in, we do have 4 tornado warnings. And we've got one PDS tornado warning. Our PDS tornado warning is a radar indicated PDS warning, and it's got a pretty concerning area of rotation on it. And that's what Brett is actually close to right now. So if this thing's actually got a tornado in there, we should be able to see it from Brett's vantage point as he's in Canton, Mississippi right now. Let's see if we can't reach out to Brett. Brett, don't know if your radio's on, but if it is, just give us an update whenever you get a chance. We're live on YouTube. I don't know if he'll get that or not. But yeah, that's what's going on there with our storm that's coming into Belzoni. Everybody in Belzoni needs to be in their safe spots here. And Inverness. By the way, if you want to follow along on the map, just to kind of give you an idea of what we're looking at here, this little red dot, that's Brett's location. And they move around in real time. You guys are going to be able to keep up with where the storm chasers are, you know, on my map. Now, sometimes it's hard to see them. There's a lot going on this map. But, yeah, that's all the little red dots are storm chasers. Let's check back in on our warning back here for Brookhaven. Check in on that latest velocity scan. I haven't gotten an update yet. But we are probably just a couple seconds away from receiving one.
So Aaron J. Jack
I'm
is
going to assume that this is
in
the rotation
Point,
has likely tightened up with this storm.
Brad Arnold is in
pretty
Starkville.
favorable environment.
Stormrunner Media
as it moves off to the north and east.
Near Ackerman,
same thing for all these cells
Mississippi.
to the south as well. The one that Andy's got highlighted here near Auburn. We've got to watch this
Hey,
whole
Ryan, it's
group.
Brad. I think Brett has his
No.
talking device turned off.
No, it's built into Radar
All right, that's
Omega.
Just wanted to check. But yeah, all of these storms are approaching Brookhaven. It's a slightly more populated area. I know we've got a lot of people watching there. So just wanted to let you guys know we're watching you, and you should be in your safe spots. Newest severe thunderstorm warning just came out for Benton, Calhoun, and Lafayette counties, and Tippah, Union, Yalobusha, and Pontotoc. All of these counties in Mississippi are now under a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. That means that this is a strong storm and it's capable of producing a tornado, but maybe it's not convincing enough just yet to you know, it's not convincing enough to actually issue the tornado warning. So we're just going to go with a severe thunderstorm warning. Know that 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds are on the way, and potentially even a tornado. Checking in on that latest scan. There it is. Yeah, we're a little bit far away here. Once again, we've got our problems with the radar holes down here. Let's see if we can't see anything better from the Louisiana radar. And we can kind of see a little bit better here that the rotation does seem to be picking up. But this is not, I mean, this is not great data here. So there's not a lot that we can tell other than it does look like a tornado could be trying to form here between Bude and Quinton. That's why we've got a radar indicated tornado warning for you. We need you to get to shelter in Quinton, Vito, Shucktown. How about you over there in Caseyville and Lloyd Star as well? All right, let's go back up here to the storm that Brett's on. There's also a couple other people on this as well. Doesn't look like any of them are online. But yeah, a lot of people with their eyes on this storm right here coming up into Inverness and Moorhead. Let me switch back over to reflectivity. Looks like a lot of these guys have their eyes on littler storms over here farther to the east. It'll be interesting to see if anything happens with these. We should probably let's put Bryce. Let's switch Bryce and Caleb, Chandra, as Bryce is on the storm here that is just to the west of Noxapater. If that makes sense.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
I think I'm saying that right. And this is one that we might have to
watch.
A new
tornado warning
Louisville
has been issued.
And Ackerman. We got a new tornado warning that was just now issued. This is for Greenwood, Moorhead, Sidon. This is another area that we were watching yesterday with that supercell that came through. This is a radar indicated tornado warning for Carroll, Holmes, Humphreys, LaFleur, Sunflower, in these counties in Mississippi. Not a lot we can tell by looking at the radar here. We are, once again, in a radar hole. But what we do know is that this storm was rotating like a top back there close to Rolling Fork, and it continues to have that same characteristic as it goes up towards these towns between Moorhead, Itta Bena, Greenwood, and Schlater. So take shelter if you haven't already. That's important that you do that. Let's see here. Earlier, by the way, that storm that happened earlier, we do have a tornado report here. Sharkey County EMA reports houses damaged and power lines down near Grace with an ambulance en route for possible injuries. So this is coming from between Hopedale and Grace here, just to the north and west of Rolling Fork. So that storm that's now prompted that new tornado warning, that's the one that did this damage here about an hour ago. That's why we're concerned about it, and that's why we're continuing to encourage everybody ahead of it to get to shelter. Looking at the loop here, once again, continuing to see confluence bands. Here's one. Here's one. Here's a big one. Here's another one. Once again, every single one of these is going to have the ability to convect their own supercells. And at some point here, we might have, multiple supercells producing big tornadoes all simultaneously.
Fuck. How do I send a copy to you?
We're watching this cell down here near Simmonsport. As it gets going, it's not really going yet, but it's getting there. This is another one that we'll have to really keep an eye on as something that could potentially produce a tornado as it comes up into Mississippi. Also, any of these little beans, any of these little curved storms that you see popping up here, we've got one popping up near Vicksburg right now. Any of these are going to be, something that we have to keep a close eye on as they get more mature. They're going to be able to try to produce tornadoes. Remember, it's just now 11:20. Instability still has a long ways to go. Like, it still has a lot of room to grow as the sun comes out. We're going to have peaks in the clouds, especially farther east. So the storms are going to have more energy to work with as time goes on. Somebody asked, what do the H's mean? Those are hail reports. Like this one.
Hey, Ryan. A new storm report just came in from 2 miles east-northeast of Benton, Louisiana. At 8 a.m., 1-inch hail was reported, with heavy snow causing hazardous conditions. Report was via social media with a picture.
You get the point. Got hail and snow a little mixed up there, but those are hail reports. And then the T here, that's an official tornado report. Anytime you see a G on the map, that's a wind gust report. You got a 58-mile-per-hour wind gust much earlier today in the North Carrollton and Greenwood area. But yeah, that's what you're seeing there. Another person that we should be monitoring, maybe we can put them in the number 5 slot, is Luke Hatton. Luke is in Philadelphia right now, and he's found himself in between some of these storms that are forming. Oh yeah, this is a great view. Look at the clouds moving in front of Luke. He's in Philadelphia, Mississippi right now. You can see how quickly the low-level winds are moving. And
I don't know about
this is nothing compared to what it's going to be like in a couple of hours as the low-level jet increases. It's probably going to be maximalized in this area between 2 and 5 p.m. So we're going to
no, but why?
Watching the clouds move, we're seeing the storms pop up around you. What does it feel?
I don't, but
I
I
don't want
know
to give you my email and password because it's linked to fucking everything.
every
Yeah, Ryan, when you step out of the vehicle, you can really feel the wind shear. Like when you look up at the clouds, you can see them moving at a different direction than your surface winds.
yeah, like, you know.
There's also a lot of moisture. You can feel the instability in the atmosphere. It's one of those days where you step outside and you just immediately feel moist. It's going to get very instable, very unstable out there. Yeah, we actually just had a guy come up and ask us how the day was looking, and you know, people around here, they do pay a lot of attention to the weather, especially when it comes to tornadoes. They've had plenty of prolific tornadoes come through here in the past, and today could certainly be another one of those days.
No.
right,
Well,
thank you.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Oh, is that in the mesoscale discussion there, Elijah? Okay, I'll pull that up.
Yeah. And I need
All right, so that's Luke, extreme storm chaser Luke Hatton, out there in
I think I do,
the
but
where was he
I might as
again?
well take a shot.
Philadelphia,
Right?
Mississippi area, awaiting these
Take a
storms to approach. As it does still look like we're on track for
It's risky,
a
though,
major
but
tornado outbreak. Here's the latest from the
it
Storm
may
Prediction
work.
Center.
It may work.
Oh, not that button. A tornado outbreak is expected across much of Alabama this afternoon. Destructive tornadoes are possible. A PDS tornado watch will be issued within the next hour. Peak intensity tornadoes, look at this, 155 to 190 mile per hour winds. I think that's the highest I've ever seen that on one of these graphics. So yeah, another high-end PDS tornado watch is about to come out for Alabama as a tornado outbreak is expected. Decatur, Coleman, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Selma, Camden, all the way down to Mobile. You guys are all going to be included in this upcoming PDS tornado watch.
This one might.
That is really concerning wording there from the Storm Prediction Center. Destructive tornadoes are possible. Go ahead, Elijah.
Hey Ryan, so I have an update here. 5 states have already declared a state of emergency. Oklahoma, Missouri, Georgia, Alabama, and Arkansas have all declared a state of emergency. Now, that is interesting because that's the states right around Mississippi. Mississippi has not declared a state of emergency yet.
All right.
So I will keep you updated as I get new information.
Okay, thank you so much, Elijah, for keeping us updated, as there's a lot of information floating around out there, and we're going to try to relay as much of it to you as quickly as possible. We do have a little bit of an interesting-looking storm continuing to try to get its act together over here near Utica, and as it approaches Jackson, we're going to be able to have a pretty good view of it here from our storm chasers and also our Mississippi Department of Transportation traffic cameras. So we're going to continue to watch these storms as they form up. And we're also going to continue to watch these smaller little cells here as they are really trying to get their act together between Kosciuszko? Carthage, Starkville, Louisville, Ackerman, up towards Columbus and West Point. Thank you, Callie. Kosciuszko. Gotcha. Yeah, the state of emergency is from the fires. It is connected to our storm system today, but it's not necessarily related to the severe weather that we're talking about here.
Jefferson.
Here is, it's just another thing to look at.
Want to know how much my camera setup cost? Yes. It costs, yes. It is
For later today across
like
Mississippi.
$5,000 for the camera gear.
Thank you, Andrea. If you're just now tuning in,
Oh, he tried to fucking dox me.
situation here that's developing. We are going to have a major tornado outbreak today. In fact, it's already underway. But we're just waiting for our next PDS tornado warning. PDS tornado watch to be issued for Alabama, so we can go over all of that information for you. And then we'll continue to go through these tornado warnings one by one.
What?
But it could be a moment before we get that watch. So let's just go ahead and dive into the latest.
You can do it. You said I need to eat.
I don't know. Go ahead, Elijah.
Hey Ryan, so I have a damage update from the tornado that just recently happened to the north of Rolling Fork. So it does look like the community of Grace, Mississippi took a direct hit from the tornado. There are reports from some of the broadcast meteorologists in the area of several homes being destroyed. I also have seen a photograph to the north of Rolling Fork of a power line that was snapped about 2 feet above the ground. It was a wooden power line, not a metal one. So
look,
it does look like a very
password.
large
Just try
tornado
that.
did occur there. We did have a report earlier when
That's
it
my
was just
radar Omega
PDS
login.
kind of radar indicated warned from a chaser on the ground of a rain-wrapped kind of wedge tornado. And unfortunately, it does appear that actually was true.
All right, thank you, Elijah. Hold on, you guys. I really got to figure this out. I just now realized that it's been about 24 hours since I've eaten. So, hold on one second. All right. So if you're just now tuning in, we're starting to hear some damage reports coming out of the, honestly, the storm that's going through Greenwood right now.
You're welcome.
And
Wait,
I don't think the storm is still at that level, but it is it's still a concerning storm as it approaches Greenwood. So take shelter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get some. We're gonna DoorDash something, I reckon.
Hey Ryan, a new storm report just came in. Law enforcement reported thunderstorm wind damage with a tree down on a power line.
Try it without the
101
exclamation mark.
Doro Road, just southwest of Ruleville, Mississippi, at 11:09 a.m.
Sure. So that was Yawbot telling us about another wind damage report that's coming in here, and yeah, we just got a lot of stuff going on right now. But thankfully, at this very moment, no confirmed tornadoes on the ground. And the reason why I'm trying to focus on getting something to eat right now is because I think that we might not have very many more moments like this today, unfortunately.
It did? You got in?
Yeah, there's plenty of instability out in front of these storms, that's for sure.
No.
One second, just getting everything set up here for just to make sure that we're good to go. I've got to make sure I got everything just a click away before we get into the meat and potatoes of our outbreak here.
Let's make some Raising Cane.
Hey, thank you so much, James, for that. I saw that one. Thank you, man. I know we got a lot of people watching from Alabama right now, and as soon as that new tornado watch is issued, I'll go over it in depth. Right now, no tornado watches, warnings, or anything in Alabama. There's not even, actually, I take that back. I was going to say there's no storm chasers even in Alabama right now, but there is Daniel Whitaker, who is in Tuscaloosa. Everybody else is over here in Mississippi just waiting to see what's going to happen with these confluence bands. Nikki, thanks for being a member. Is Louisiana in the clear? Joe says, is Louisiana in the clear? No. Louisiana, there's still a large chunk of Louisiana that's under a tornado watch. Specifically, if you are east of this line right here, I would say that you're the opposite of in the clear. This is, you're potentially in some trouble here, as we've got cells forming that will try their best to produce tornadoes. Now, they're going to have a better chance the farther north and east they get. You're not as much in the water, I guess, as our friends over in Mississippi and Alabama, but we don't want to let our guard down at all anywhere in Louisiana east of that line. Storm chasers even in Alabama right now.
That is the
what was that?
Right there, right?
Yeah, give me just a second. There's another one too. Ryan Carty is in Alabama, but there's nothing going on over there right now. So we do have some storms getting close to Tupelo. These are, I would be more concerned about these than these, right? Because what you've got going on here is you've got a strong storm. Don't get me wrong, this is a severe thunderstorm coming up towards New Albany. But if these get a little bit more organized, those will be the ones that will cause a bigger problem in Tupelo here in a little bit. Right now, they're not very organized, and that's something that we've got going for us right now. Not a lot of organization in our storms down here. They're not, we haven't seen a cell become super concerning yet. So that's good news. However, how long is that going to last? I don't know. The atmosphere is literally like a powder keg, a loaded gun here, just waiting for the moment to kind of start shifting everything together. That's why we have the high risk in place. Zen the Fox, thank you for that. Is Andy going to join in? Andy is here with us. He's watching everything. He's already chimed in multiple times. If there's anything new and noteworthy that comes through, he will let us know. There's a new SPC outlook that just came out. They just updated the day one outlook, and I will show you that as soon as our graphics are ready for it. From my preliminary look, there's not a lot that has changed. It's still a high risk.
Hey Ryan, a new storm report just came in for Lake Providence, Louisiana. Law enforcement reported multiple trees down along Highway 65 South and damage to residences and businesses in downtown Lake Providence as of 11:56 a.m.
All right, so here's that latest outlook. It doesn't look a whole lot different, does it? They've shaved off a little bit of the slight risk on the west side as the storms are, they're moving this way. They're going to sweep across that entire sector there and slowly chip away at the risk over time. But we're still set for a tornado outbreak across the central Gulf Coast states today and the deep south into the Tennessee Valley. Numerous significant tornadoes, some of which could be strong and long-tracked and potentially violent, are expected this afternoon and evening. The most dangerous tornado threat will begin across eastern Louisiana and Mississippi through this afternoon and spread across Alabama this afternoon into the evening and reach western parts of the Florida Panhandle and Georgia tonight. No changes have been made to the high-risk area. Kim Clark, thank you for that. Brett Adair. Yo, where'd Brett go? Brett Adair is in Itabena, Mississippi, in a severe thunderstorm, but this is the one that is tornado warned. He's near the rotation that would be coming up close to Greenwood. So we'll see if he's, if he sees anything. So far, it doesn't look like there's anything more than a strong thunderstorm there. But that's the problem, right? With these kinds of storms here, if there is a tornado in there, it's rain wrapped. You can't see it anyways. That's why these huge polygons are important to, heed the warning for them and just take shelter regardless if you're near a velocity couplet or not. New severe thunderstorm warning was just issued for Yazoo City, Lexington. In this area over here in Mississippi, we've got radar indicated 1 inch in diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds moving into this area. Brandon Coppock's in that polygon, moving up towards Durant and west. Looking at the Brookhaven storm. Thankfully, not a lot to look at here. It does look like it's trying to, get a little bit more of an established inflow here. But thankfully, no reason to freak out just yet in Brookhaven. I would just stay in my safe spot. This warning is going to last for 19 minutes, and hopefully they'll allow it to expire. But if not, we're just going to heed all these warnings today. The bad news, I guess, for Brookhaven is even after this storm gets by you, we're not done. There's another confluence band, and then the final one's going to come through. It's going to take a couple hours, probably several hours before you are done dealing with severe weather and tornado warnings today in Brookhaven. But yeah, you're under a warning right now for the next 18 minutes. Stay sheltered. The rotation is coming together to the south of town. Storm chaser Brandon Clement is right here. So I'm sure if there is something that happens here, we'll hear about it. Continuing to monitor these storms a little bit farther to the south. These are becoming more, individualized and discrete, but they are also very much so interacting with each other. This one right here does look like a little bit more of a classic supercell shape there. So if that's allowed to establish itself and not get choked off by all of the stuff coming out of the top of this storm down here, this might be a problem as it goes up towards Liberty and then eventually Peoria, McElvin in Mississippi. Coming back up to our storm. That are coming together here near Europa. or what is that? Eupora, yeah. Rotation might be trying to establish there closer to the surface on this storm near Walt Hall. This is a perfect example of a storm that is trying to become a blip that's trying to become a supercell. There's lots of mergers happening here. If it gets organized before it crashes into this, more linear area of convection up there, that might be a problem for us as it goes up towards Vardaman, Woodland, Holenden, Houston, and New Holka. What was that? Okay. Blundquist, thank you so much for joining. Walthall or Walthall? Okay, I got you. I'll remember that for the next 5 minutes. I probably will forget. I'm sorry, guys. I mean no disrespect. Jur Otter, thank you for being here for 31 months. Yeah, guys, I'm going to eat. How am I looking at chat and everything is about food? You're just making me more hungry. I promise the food's on the way. Yeah, we are still also addressing and assessing, I guess you could say, some of the damage from yesterday. The Y'all Squad is going to be working on figuring out how we're going to respond over the next a couple of days, and we will keep you guys updated on that. I don't know if we'll have time to do a big thing about it in today's live stream. Hey, huge shout out to Schmitty. Thank you. We will definitely do that. I need it. I need something. You know what it is? I ran out of chomps. I had a big old pile of chomps on my desk here, and I ate them all, and that's why I got hungry. I was sitting here thinking, like, why do I feel kind of weird? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's been it's been a long time since I've eaten. Tornado warning continues for Greenwood, North Carrollton, Valley, and Avalon up here in Carroll and LaFleur counties in Mississippi. The rotation is, I mean, it's not, it's not crazy. Can we get Brett Adair back up, or is he still offline? He's still down. If he comes back up, let's get him back on. He's in Greenwood right now, and we want to make sure that we keep up with him, as he is going to be our only way of knowing if there's anything going on in there, because it's really not evident through radar. And there he is. Jay Tay, thanks for being here. Oh, I know, Patty. I know. I'm not complaining. For those of you who are just now tuning in, I want to go over why we're here. We've got a big time tornado outbreak about to happen here. You can see all of the surface level winds on satellite here getting sucked into the storm.
How bad is the storm right now?
We've got upper and mid-level winds kind of blowing this way. This is leading to rotation or lots of wind shear that's in place
where's that called?
Across the warm sector. Look at this. The sun is out. Let me get that. Over half of Alabama.
It's like $10.
So instability is going to continue to rise, and it's going to get sucked into the storm here as the overall storm system continues to move east. So this is not going to be over. We're not going to be out of the woods, and we're not going to stop being in these conditions where a tornado outbreak could happen until this frontal boundary sweeps across the entire warm sector.
Bro, how many chasers are on the ground right now?
Tornado juice like crazy out here. It is slowly going to get eaten.
Are these all chasers, the little dots?
Boundary as time goes on. The
all the little
slower
dots
it
are
is,
chasers?
the more tornadoes
and
there's going to be today.
Little logos and stuff. Okay,
and
cool.
if you notice the overall shape
any popular ones down there, you can tell
what's going on here. There's a little bit of a backing, kind of like a ridge in the overall trough here.
Well, Brandon,
that might hold that cold front back a little bit, allowing for more time.
Not gonna lie, I
for
kind of wish
supercells to form out here in the warm sector.
He lived.
And that's what we're afraid might happen today. Let's go talk about that latest tornado warning. We got a tornado warning now for Carroll, Holmes,
one of my friends got
Humphreys,
hit by a tornado or something pretty close
Yazoo
to getting
counties
hit.
in Mississippi.
I think Reed is gonna.
This includes Chula.
Yes, earlier today
This
they almost got hit by a
includes,
tornado. By the way,
Kruger.
it was really close to where they were.
Does not
I don't
include
know exactly
Vaden.
where they live, but I know it was really close to hitting them. They said, and by the way, do you know what happened today?
Sorry about that, Trent.
This.
Yeah, I tried to be here for the whole thing, but we had to take at least a little nap.
Little stick. There's blood on it. Because
but yeah, this is our newest tornado warning. Let me get you some more detailed information about the some of the stuff that's coming out here. Some of the places that are in the path of this dangerous storm. One of those places that might be recognizable to you include
a bloody foot,
Holly Grove School, Mount Olive School, Ray Ann Chapel School, Sharp School, and Bethel School. If you know where any of those schools are, you're those are in the path of the storm, and if you're close to them, you are also in the path. So take shelter immediately.
You have a little bit of blood on your face.
Definitely includes the town of Chula there. Hey, look, we've got something going on in Tennessee. It's a severe thunderstorm warning to the north and west of Nashville, as this part of the line here is getting a little bit more amped, a little bit more
Are you ever
juiced up as instability is increasing out in front of this line. That means that we're going to have potentially some 60-mile-per-hour winds over the next hour or so between Cumberland Furnace and Pleasant View. Get ready for that. That same line of storms is getting ready to hit you in Clarksville, Tennessee. How many Clarksvillians do we have here today? Usually there's a lot. But it doesn't look like this is going to be too bad of a storm in Clarksville. It is going to be windy. It's going to be rainy. It's going to be loud, but it's not going to be. It's going to be below severe limits. So that.
I said, are you going to unleash a 2-pound butt burrito?
I don't want to have your butt burrito. Leave me alone.
Go ahead, Elijah.
Hey Ryan, so I have an update on that tornado that occurred earlier from just to the north of Rolling Fork. So now I have seen video evidence of it. We can't show it on stream due to copyright, but the tornado passed just south, barely, from the community of Grace. It did hit several homes. There is 2 brick homes that are completely destroyed that I have found. There is also some, it looks like grain silos that were also tossed around and are now laying in the middle of fields based on it. So it looks like it was a really strong tornado that occurred there.
All right.
What TDS
Thank
is
you,
this tornado right now as we speak?
Elijah, for keeping us updated here. Another tornado, probably our most obvious tornado of the day so far.
I don't think you can.
Wichita Falls, Kansas. It may be a secret mod.
Through mid-afternoon. So they've highlighted this part of Mississippi
Modded his radar
where we have the greatest threat for potentially violent tornadoes through the mid-afternoon. They've got a hatched area inside of there, kind of highlighting our storms that we have right now that are already in place south of Jackson, saying that these are the storms of greatest interest. And I would agree.
It's a tornado.
If we go to the Jackson radar and we kind of zoom out here and just take a look at everything, we've got 2 really interesting supercells that are kind of taking front stage or they're front and center here.
Are you guys watching that
the one that just went by Brookhaven, which is one that we've been watching for a while. This is what it looked like, about an hour ago. See how it looks like a dog leg, a crooked.
A new tornado warning
kind of
has been
mess.
issued.
Well, now
tornado
it
warning
looks
has
a
been
little
issued.
bit more established. We've got a big forward flank here. The storm is efficiently venting all of the moisture that it's sucking up, and we've got a little bit of a curvature, a little bit of an inflow area trying to develop here to the east of Brookhaven. If this storm can develop and a balance between everything here and maintain this trend that it's got going on here, it will become a supercell, and it will likely be one that produces a long track tornado. There's no doubt in my mind. And then I can say the same thing about this one. All right. This right here is this one is looking even more mature, I guess, in the latest frames than the one farther to the north. And also, this one has some more, obvious signs of increased rotation near the surface, near Greensburg in Louisiana. So I would say that right now, the storm that I am most concerned about would be this one, the one coming up towards Kentwood. And then eventually it's going to go up, in the general direction of Magnolia, Tylertown, Macomb, that general area. So we're watching those 2 supercells.
That sounds like an animal for some reason.
And then we've also got to watch everything that's popping up around them as well, right? We've got to watch these little things that are, coming up in between, just to the south and west of Macomb. We got to watch this. There's a lot happening now that is probably just part of the first steps of our major tornado outbreak that we're about to experience here. Holly Poe, thanks for becoming a member.
And not about this activism. Let me close a few tabs.
Chandra, I don't know if we've already got it pulled up or not, but I'm going to suggest a camera that I would like to monitor here near Kentwood. I would like to have it. You've already, no. I think you might already have it. I don't know. But we need to have it on my side so I can see it here. Is that one of them where there's two? There's two cameras there? Because it's showing 135 on my end, and the one that you've got pulled up is 136. By the way, they just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for this storm, and it's got a tornado possible tag on it. Perfect, Chandra. There you go. Thank you. And then also, yeah, we just got to really pay very close attention to this storm because I don't like the look of it as it comes up towards Kentwood. Tornado possible tag here. Get ready in Kentwood, Osika, Magnolia, and Tylertown. Let's go check in on our ongoing tornado warnings. Grenada and Duck Hill, once again, you guys are under a tornado warning, just like we were yesterday. The rotation is just now past Greenwood. It's going up in the general direction of Grenada now. It's near LaFleur, Holcomb, Nasson, and all these places. So take shelter if you haven't already. Hopefully you already have. You've been under a warning for a while. And then we continue to have a tornado warning as well for Chula. And the area of rotation in question here is a little bit, less impressive, but it's still something that we've got to pay very close attention to. Okay. Oh, okay. Here's another one. This one on that last frame here. I don't like the look of that either. Oof. Yeah, that one's got the look. So we're going to pay close attention to this storm that's forming near Robinwood right now. It's moving up towards Prentice. And it will be moving up towards Mount Olive and Collins. Yeah, so this is our tornado outbreak. This is our beginning of our tornado outbreak right here. These cells will go on to produce large, potentially violent tornadoes. There's no question about it. This is it. This is the beginning of it. There's no going back from here. There's nothing stopping these. They're going to move up in this direction. And who knows, for the next several hours, potentially all the way into Alabama, they will produce destructive tornadoes.
Great.
They're not doing it yet. And let's hope they wait a long time before they start. The longer they wait, the better.
A new tornado warning.
But it's happening. This is it. All right, they just issued a tornado warning.
Has been issued
for this one, the northernmost cell that we've been watching. This includes Copiah, Lawrence, and Lincoln counties in Mississippi. This is radar indicated rotation. But I'm telling you guys, this is an incredibly dangerous storm, and you do not want to wait. You don't want to wait to take action here, just in case. By the time this gets to Mendenhall, it could be producing a tornado, because it's really kind of coming together kind of fast at this point. It was kind of slow when it went past Brookhaven, but everything's looking a little bit more, put together now that it's a little bit farther to the north. I would say that, maybe a couple frames from now, if this one continues to grow, we'll get a new tornado warning for it as well, and that would include maybe Mount Olive and McGee.
I'm just gonna leave
And
in this group chat.
I think that this one, I'm very surprised that this one doesn't have a tornado warning either, but it probably will soon here. And also, meteorologist Andy Hill is watching this one as well. Andy, is there anything that you want to say specifically about this one?
Yeah, Ryan, that one is a cell that's quickly coming together in the last few scans. So something I look for is patterns most of the time to call things out ahead of time. And in this case, playing back the last few scans of velocity shows that inflow, and especially a little highlighted area of the fastest inflow in those brighter pinks and tan colors is meeting or joining. It's accelerating into the cell essentially, and we can see that because of all the light rain around the cell that gives us these velocity returns via the radar. So I'm watching that one come together, and thus I've issued a low confidence in a tornado forming in the next 30 minutes. Now, if it continues to come together just like it has been over the last few scans, I would up that to a medium confidence.
All right, thank you, Andy. Meteorologist Andy Hill with our Y'all Watch. Y'all Watch out in Kentwood. Oskaya, Magnolia, and Tylertown. And even maybe up there towards Macomb as well. You guys need to be on the lookout because this is coming together quite quickly, actually. If you go back here to where the storm was, not into Greensburg yet, we've got a little, maybe tiny area of what could be considered convergence if we see that increase. And then, boom, our most latest scans here just show a much more rapid progression towards tornado genesis, and it lines up quite well with the overall structure of the supercell looking more, well formed as well. Now we've also got to start looking, at all these cells, right? We got to look at this one down here near Denham Springs, just to the east of Baton Rouge, and then additionally, we're looking up here farther to the north as well. At this storm up here coming into Houston. Andy just put out a Y'all Watch for this, and then we've got a pretty good chance of seeing some significant weather here in New Holka and Windman. Hold on, what's going on Brett's camera here? Brett has got some incredibly crazy looking SLCs dangling down in front of him. Is that just like... that just scud literally about 75 feet off the ground, just float? That was one of the spookiest looking things I've ever seen. Looked like a daggone gang of Dementors up there. Did you guys see that?
Oh.
Anyways, that was not a tornado or a funnel cloud or anything. It's just some really low level clouds. One of the spookiest things I've seen from a storm chaser camera. Anyways, we're watching the town of Houston here in New Holka. You guys are under a tornado watch, and you've got a strong storm coming together here. We've also got a mesocyclone developing there, and let's go check in real quick on a couple of these tornado warnings. It's been a few minutes since I've talked about some of these, so I want to make sure we're not leaving anybody out. Grenada and Duck Hill, you're still under a tornado warning. Give it 37 minutes. Stay in your safe spot. We'll let you know when it's time to come out. Same thing for you guys in Chula and for you guys up there in Kruger. You've got 37 minutes, and then you've only got about 7 minutes left on your tornado warning in Greenwood, and then it should be okay to come out of your safe spot at least for a period of time. And then actually from the Jackson radar, you can see the mesocyclone that Andy was highlighting here a little bit better here coming up towards Houston, meaning it's higher up. If that translates down closer to the surface, we might be in a little bit more of a concerning situation for our friends in Tupelo as well. So this whole confluence band here is another one that we've got to watch, even though, we've clearly defined this area as our biggest area of concern for the short term. That doesn't mean that these other areas are no longer concerning, right? It's just the other one is a little bit above that, I guess. Here's a considerable severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued for areas just south of Rolling Fork. Golf ball size hail is coming in to the Delta National Forest here near Smeads, Kelso, Little Sunflower, and surrounding areas. This is going to be a dangerous storm, potentially up to 60-mile-per-hour winds as well. So make sure you're ready. That's going to be coming towards Yazoo City. It's going to be a pretty big storm when it gets there. We just talked about Clarksville. It looks like there was a little storm that just came through. There's a severe thunderstorm warning to your south in Clarksville. But for the most part, I think that you guys are okay. Now, it's going to rain off and on all day. I'll keep checking back in with you guys, but right now it doesn't look like anything terrible or anything relatively notable compared to this other stuff that we're looking at is going on in Clarksville right now.
Somebody posted.
Once again, we're watching this supercell form near Kentwood, Louisiana. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. Rotation is coming together here, and we might see a tornado warning soon. That might include areas near Tylertown. And yeah, here's a live look from Brandon Kopic, who's out there in Madison County, Mississippi, showing us one of these storms as it comes together.
CNN. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. These guys were like right.
Hunter says it's ominously sunny here in Pensacola right now. Yep, go outside and feel the breeze.
Tornado warning has been issued.
As it comes in, that's the air that's going to fuel a lot of our tornado outbreak
has been issued.
That's about to happen here across Mississippi and Alabama. We're also going to be looking at your area specifically later tonight as well. And here we go. Now we've got a tornado warning on the storm that we were watching near Kentwood. It's official now. The National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning right here, pretty much where Andy's Y'all Watch is. And it does include Tylertown. So we need you to take shelter in Tylertown. This is another one of those situations. We talked a lot about this yesterday where, thank goodness, thanks to technology and thanks to everything that we've got going for us here and with the National Weather Service and stuff, you folks in Tylertown have a very good chance of mitigating risk here because you've got a big lead time. All right, if this does end up causing a big tornado in Tylertown, which I'm going to be completely honest with you, looks probable, or at least close to Tylertown, you've got time to take precautions right now that could save your life. If you're in a mobile home, don't be. Okay, if you are in a situation where you don't have a plan for what you're going to do, you don't know, you don't know where the safe spot is. You don't have a charged phone, tablet. You don't have closed-toed shoes on. You're not prepared for this. You have a little bit of time to make those preparations, and then I would say in about 15 to 20 minutes, you've got to take action. We've got a tornado forming here near Kentwood, moving up towards Tylertown. Strong storm capable of producing golf ball size hail is trying its best to establish a tornado here. It's just to the south of Kentwood. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen before it gets to Tylertown. Now, I can't tell if it's going to hit the town head on or anything like that just yet, but what I can tell you is that you've got to act. You've got to get your stuff together and go to your shelter now. You've got less time in Kentwood, okay? But the good news is in Kentwood is, maybe this doesn't form until after it gets past town. But I wouldn't risk it, and I would just hightail to my safe spot if I'm in Kentwood right now. This scan's about 2 minutes old, so if there is a tornado, it's forming somewhere here along Interstate 55 near Kentwood, probably somewhere between Interstate 55 and Highway 51. If there's a tornado that's going to drop here, it's going to drop somewhere in that general vicinity. And just to give you an idea of like what kind of landmarks are around here, We're talking about the Newman Park. Okay, if you know where Newman Park is, that might be around where it crosses Interstate 55, and that's going to go on up towards Birch's Automotive and the what is this?
You guys know when that Alabama tornado passed?
The Kentwood Fire Department. All right. So those are some of the places that would be in the path of this rotating part of the storm, okay? This is one of the most dangerous situations you've been in, right? If you're in Pike County, Mississippi, and Walthall County, Mississippi. You don't want to see a supercell that looks like this coming towards you on a day like today. Unfortunately, it is happening. Take shelter now. Let's check back in on our storm a little bit farther to the north.
Where is that?
This one is having a little bit of a slower time organizing, but it is organizing. Okay, we've got a little bit more of a visible updraft and mesocyclone coming together here. Also, I keep drawing our attention back to the cell a little bit farther to the west, or I'm sorry, to the east, the one that doesn't have a tornado warning polygon yet. It will. It will. They're probably about to issue it right now, and it will likely include the town of McGee. And we need you guys to kind of have that same mindset where you've got time to prepare. Get ready in McGee and areas between McGee and Mount Olive to potentially take shelter here, as a new tornado warning might be issued soon for this little cell that's coming together between Silver Creek and Prentice. It's got a lot of inflow, and it is coming together. Let's go check back in on our northern storms. We've got a strong storm coming towards you in Tupelo. And right now it's not severe warned or anything, but we are watching it. And we're telling you to watch out in Shannon and New Holka as well. Get ready for at least a severe thunderstorm with large hail, and also potentially, there's a slight chance that maybe this will try to produce a tornado as well as it comes up towards you. Grenada, you've got a big storm coming in right now. You're still under a tornado warning. Stay in your safe spots for the next 29 minutes, okay? Same thing for you guys in Chula. The good news in Chula is your storm looks a lot less concerning. However, there is a chance that this is going to try to produce a tornado somewhere between Chula and Lexington. So for the next 29 minutes, stay in your safe spots and don't come out. We'll let you know when the coast is clear. It is not right now. Oh boy. Kentwood storm continues to look concerning, to say the least. You can see how that hook is starting to, curl up, as I like to say. And if this trend continues, this is going to plant a tornado somewhere between Kentwood and maybe Smithburg. So everybody from Kentwood farther up to the north and east needs to be very prepared for what's about to happen. Big time inflow area, warm moist air is coming up into the storm like this. Big time forward flank downdraft is sending rain cooled air down the backside. You can see the rear flank downdraft right here. Everything's coming together to try to produce a tornado. Honestly, it's happening over Kentwood right now, but I think it might not complete until it gets past Kentwood. At least that's what I'm hoping for. But everybody in Kentwood and Lewiston should be in their safe spots right now.
He said what?
Anytime you see this big curvature right here, this is just very. We've seen this before. You know what I'm saying? We've seen this happen before. We know what comes next. So we're just trying to keep you updated on what you can do to mitigate risk here, especially in Pike and Walthall counties in Mississippi. Hey, Chandra, can you put the camera, the 136 camera back up for me? Okay. All right. So we lost our only traffic camera that's close to this. So we're going to keep We're going to keep trying to, update you on this as we can. Go ahead, Andy.
Hey Ryan, I just about bet my bottom dollar here in Houston, Mississippi from the Columbus radar. I've changed that to a tornado y'all watch out here. That is quite the signature coming together. If it doesn't tornado in the next 5 minutes, I'd be surprised. There is no warning on that here in Chickasaw or Chickasha County in Mississippi. It'll head up west of Okolona and up towards Tupelo eventually here. That stretching is going wild, and the mesocyclone's coming down really quickly in the scans aloft.
Okay, thank you, Andy, meteorologist Andy Hill, bringing us back up here to our y'all watch. There's no warning up here for Houston up to New Holka, up to Goodford, but we are concerned about this storm, and we would, we'd like to give you a y'all watch out, a little bit of a heads up here. We might have a tornado warning soon as a result of this storm coming up towards you. Here's a live look at Brett Adair's camera. He's out there in McCarley, Mississippi, and just look at how quickly this big-time storm is moving into his area. He's right near Winona, and what we're seeing here is the severe storm part of the storm between Duck Hill and Winona moving in to his general location. So strong straight-line damaging winds are going to be possible in Winona, Kilmichael, Duck Hill, and Sweatman over the next little bit. Speaking of strong straight-line damaging winds, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag for Coffeyville and Bruce in Mississippi. That's Calhoun and Yalobusha counties. Once again, take shelter. It's a severe thunderstorm warning, but why not, right? Go ahead and get in your safe spot. Get comfy in there. Bring me with you. We'll let you know when it's time to come out. Go ahead, Andy.
Hi, Ryan. There's a debris signature on the first two scans of Kentwood, Louisiana tornado warning, so that will likely be upgraded to a confirmed tornado warning now that we have consistency on that debris signature with height.
New information.
All right, there we go. And there it was. This tornado warning
New
has been
information.
upgraded.
This
Thank
tornado
you,
warning
Andy,
has
for
been
the
upgraded.
update. We've got an official tornado on the ground, confirmed by radar, just to the north of Kentwood. This is once again, this is a tornado. It's happening now. It is real. It's on the ground, and it's doing damage to the northeast of Kentwood. We were hoping that it would wait until it got past Kentwood before it plotted on the ground, and hopefully it did. Right now, it is to the east and northeast of Kentwood, moving up towards the area between Lewiston and Greenlaw, eventually moving up towards Gladhurst. More specifically, it is near the North River Road. If you know North River Road, the one that comes off of 1054 down towards Wildwood MX Park, that's the one, that's where the tornado is right now. And it is likely going to continue to move off to the north and east and cross Highway 1055 near the East Fork Baptist Church. Once again, tornado on the ground right now, north and east of Kentwood. And, the storm's got some mergers to deal with here. Okay, you just saw another little cell here form right on top of the updraft pretty much. If this inflow area gets clear again, this is going to continue to produce a big tornado for quite some time. Ain't that right, Andy?
Yeah, Ryan, that's exactly right. That has the tendency to be a long track storm, quite clear out in front of it. I also wanted to break in to show you that latest scan of velocity on our northern unwarned storm near Houston. There's no debris signature with that yet, but you can see the efficient process that I was calling out ahead of time here. It definitely looks like that's a tornado with quite the intense couplet already on it. We should get a warning with this very soon, and again, it will head up towards the Tupelo area. This sort of mechanism here where it's being stretched like this does not usually mean that the tornado will last for a very long time. However, these cells are in a robust and very favorable environment, so I wouldn't count it out. Please prepare for a tornado warning and get to safety in northern Chickasaw County, southeastern Pontotoc County, and southern Lee County in Mississippi.
All right, thank you, meteorologist Andy Hill, for drawing us back to the y'all watch. This is, it looks to me like a tornado down here between Holiday and Parkersburg. We've got no tornado warning, though, so if you know anybody in Chickasaw, Calhoun, Pontotoc, Lee, or Clay counties in Mississippi, specifically around Parkersburg, Van Leet, north of Houston. Call them and let them know what's going on here. This is a very dangerous situation for our friends, especially along the highway there. What is that? Natchez Trace Parkway that goes through Van Vliet. If that continues, this is going to be hitting some homes and stuff here soon. So it does look like a tornado is happening here, and or it's at least imminent. Yeah, there you go. We just got a severe thunderstorm warning for it with a tornado possible tag. So, and this goes all the way out to Tupelo.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
So, and there we go. They also just issued a tornado warning in the exact same area. So, okay, there's a tornado warning now as well in Tupelo for the storm that Andy brought our attention to. So there you go. Take shelter now if you are in Van Vliet, Parkersburg, all the way up to Shannon and Verona and Tupelo. This is a dangerous storm. Take shelter. Let's go back to our other tornado warning here. We've still got a
new information.
Storm coming together here for Georgetown. It's not quite there yet.
New information.
The one that is quite there yet is the one
down
here farther to the south. And Tangipahoa Parish, Louisiana, Washington County or Parish, Louisiana, and then once again Pike and Walthall counties in Mississippi. This is the one that we've been hooting and hollering about now for a while. This is the real deal. This is happening. A large tornado,
a new PDS
that could
tornado
destroy
has
entire communities is coming together here in the right along the border of Louisiana and Mississippi. I don't want to scare you. I don't want to sit here and just kind of like use a bunch of big scary words, but like we've got to make sure people understand that this is crazy that we have this much time, right? It's crazy that we've known for days that this is going to happen, and now it's all boiled down to this moment where we're telling you we've got a huge, massive tornado coming together here that will do unbelievable damage in the greater Walthall and and Pike County, Mississippi areas. There's nothing like it's going to happen. So go ahead and do everything that you can to protect your life and property here. This is going to be coming into the Gladhurst area soon. The current location of the tornado is going to be pretty close to, once again, north and east of Kentwood. Let me zoom in here a little bit more. Give you some mesoscale stuff. This is near the East Fork Fire Department, and if it continues on its current trajectory, it's going to move up towards Potts Trucking. It'll cross the Mississippi Louisiana state line, likely near Schilling Road. If you know where Smarty Paws School for Dogs is, that's around where I think the tornado will cross the border between Mississippi and Louisiana. It's happening within the next couple of minutes. Once it gets into Mississippi, it's going to cross over into Mississippi near the Tangipahoa Baptist Church. It will cross over Brumfield Road at some point, and then it will continue its trek off to the north and east through a pretty rural area, but there's plenty of stuff out here, including the McGee Cemetery, Roberts Cemetery, Mount Herman Road, and then eventually this is going to take aim at the greater Tylertown area. Okay, so once again, I want everybody in Tylertown to use this time that we have. You've got less time now. 15 minutes ago, you had 15 minutes of free time, I would say, to take action or to prepare. Now we're getting closer to time to where we've actually got to take action in Tylertown, okay? Make sure you are getting into that safe spot, most interior room of your home, many walls between you and the outside world as possible. We would like to have a basement or an underground shelter. I know not everybody has that, but if you can get into that lower floor of a brick home, a sturdy building, something like that, and into that interior bathroom or closet, put a helmet on, put as many, put some covers, some blankets, some pillows off the bed, whatever it is that you can take with you over your head to protect yourself. That's what's going to be potentially a life-saving mechanism for you. And then also make sure you bring me with you, charge tablet, charge phone, and that's also so you can call people and call for help if you need it. You know what I'm saying? And then closed-toed shoes. Those are really important things before you get into your safe spot. Once again, as we look at the reflectivity here, we can see that there's a lot of convection happening right around the base of the storm. And once this works out that balance, this will produce a big tornado if it's not already. It's going to continue for quite some time as it goes up towards Progress, Simmonsville, Dykes Crossing, Vaught's, Mesa, and Tylertown. Take shelter immediately if you haven't already. Let's go back up to Tupelo. Guys, in Tupelo, you are under a tornado warning right now as well. We do have a fairly impressive area of rotation still ongoing over the Parkersburg and Van Vliet area. This is a dangerous storm capable of producing a tornado as it comes up towards Shannon, Verona, and Tupelo. Stay sheltered out there. And then we also have a pretty serious looking storm coming towards Coffeyville and Water Valley. Over here in the Yalabusha, Lafayette, and Grenada areas. Andy, would you like to elaborate on that?
Yeah, Ryan, that's a book in Vortex up north that previously was tornado warned. The rotation looks like it's a similar intensity, so I believe that there is a medium confidence on a tornado warning being extended as it goes up to the northeast.
Who was the one?
Thank you so much, meteorologist Andy Hill. Y'all watch out in Coffeyville and Water Valley. We've got potentially a new tornado warning coming out here soon. Get ready to take shelter. New severe thunderstorm warning also includes Tupelo. We are thinking that even if you don't have a tornado to deal with directly here with this storm, all the way up towards Mantachie and Fulton, we are going to have up to 60-mile-per-hour winds associated with the storm as it comes through. Our most concerning and
wasn't that.
That is a huge rate. That's why I said it's the ban.
Oh, it was Monkey.
No, that was Monkey. You just banned. He just Melon.
Tornado warning in effect. And we heard a lot yesterday. We had to say the words PDS probably 700 times or something like that. But for those of you who might not be familiar with what it means, it just stands for particularly dangerous situation. It's a level above a normal tornado warning, and it tells us that we're pretty confident that we've got a damaging, very large tornado on the ground here, and it's not your average tornado warning. All right. We do have another area that we're watching up here. We're watching all of these storms around Macomb, up towards Ruth, and then also up there. These storms are going to be approaching the Magnolia and Monticello areas here soon as well. We're watching this little shrimp back here, back towards Greensburg. And then speaking of Magnolia, one of these storms is going over one of our traffic cameras right now. This is what that looks like out here on I-22 at Magnolia Way. This is, I believe, if I'm not
trying to cover some severe weather.
Mistaken here.
Okay, so now I'm playing.
This is
You might know what I'm doing here.
actually, I don't know where this is. Where is this, Chandra?
Okay. So I'm gonna go take off, right? I'm gonna go take off.
A new tornado warning.
I thought this was in Magnolia, but I can't see it on my side.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Well, if you know where I-22 is, and you know where I-22 at Magnolia Way is, this is what it looks like out there.
I should be doing this properly, but I don't care.
We're still trying our best to find some sort of visual representation of this as well, but there's no kind of storm chasers or anything in the Tylertown area. But we've got an update from Andy. Go ahead.
Air is being air. Just let air be.
Ryan, best my ability to tell, the storm headed towards Tupelo, Mississippi, has produced 2 separate tornadoes already. The southern one with that more intense signature we were looking at briefly produced a weak debris signature. Or that stronger velocity couplet rather briefly produced a weak signature. There is now one to its north and may have been twin tornadoes ongoing at the same time, both rain wrapped. This one has produced a deeper debris signature already, so we should see an upgrade to that warning for the Tupelo area in Mississippi and especially southern Lee County.
All right. Thank you, meteorologist Andy Hill. Bring this back up to Tupelo. We need everybody in their safe spots up here between Shannon, Verona, Palmetto Estates, Haven Acres, and downtown Tupelo. You've got 42 minutes on this tornado warning. You want to stay sheltered for the next 42 minutes at least, as we know what this storm is capable of. And it's looking like it's coming together quite quickly. Another interesting tornado warning that we have here. It covers a large area from west to Vaden to Walthall to Eupora, French Camp. We've got all these little cells over here popping up within it, and there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different areas of rotation within this one tornado warning, and the most concerning one is probably going to be this one right here, north and east of Lexington, right over Bowling Green, working up towards Vaden. Yeah, this is a pretty strong indication of what's about to become a big tornado here, probably towards west in Mississippi, Bowling Green, Edsville, Beatty, and Mount Hernon and Vaden. Y'all get ready, take shelter. That looks like the real deal as well, as it's coming together quite quickly. And yeah, that's our newest tornado warning there. Let's go back to the PDS tornado warning, where it is continuing to look very, concerning on radar. We've got a big tornado on the ground. Emergency management has now confirmed a tornado on the ground here. Once again, we've got a big tornado here between Gladhurst and Progress. Let me see what this looks like here. Yeah, and we're able to see debris. Currently right around the town of Progress. Let me dive back into the mesoscale here. Debris signature now looks even more larger, I guess, and deeper as it goes past Simmonsville. My goodness, hopefully everybody in those towns were sheltered. We've been hooting and hollering about it for a while. Next up, Dykes Crossing and Mesa. We've got a very powerful tornado going on right now near Dudley Rhymes Road, moving up towards Silver Creek Baptist Church. Little Town Grocery at the intersection of Love Creek Drive and Highway 48 is literally, it couldn't be more in the path of this thing. Little Town Grocery, that's around where we think it's going to hit the Highway 48 area as it goes on up towards Little Town Bar. And over there near Fortenberry Road. So if any of those places ring a bell to you, if you're close to those, you want to take shelter. You're very close to a large, powerful tornado that's doing damage right now near the Little Town Grocery as it comes up eventually towards places like the Hidden Springs RV Resort. And the greater Tylertown area between Vaught's and Mesa. Speaking of Tylertown, we're going to hope for the best here, and we're going to hope that the storm continues to look like it's going to go just to the north and west of Tylertown, but this could easily scoot off a little bit farther to the right. So we need everybody in Tylertown to continue to be underground until this warning passes. Go ahead, Andy.
Hi, Ryan. These storms that are just south of the Jackson radar, I just want to issue another moment of immense concern for the Mendenhall, Mississippi area.
Hey, Ryan, you got
perhaps if the storm to the east near McGee continues to look that way too. There's y'all watch on that one, I believe. That storm looks unbelievable when you go up in tilts. I am very concerned about Mendenhall. I know there's a warning there, but it's radar indicated. We don't have a tornado ongoing with this storm. However, that pattern is extreme. So I really hope nothing happens to that town, but we're maybe a few minutes away from seeing something take place at the surface, just like what's going on down south with that unbelievable tornado west of Tylertown. So please let somebody know in Mendenhall to take shelter ahead of time, just in case the potential wraps up here, because I don't like what I'm seeing.
Thank you so much, meteorologist Andy Hill. Mendenhall, you heard it. You heard it. Take shelter if you haven't already. You've been under a tornado warning, but if you needed that extra push, There you go. This is it. You got to take shelter. This is an incredibly dangerous situation developing for the town of Mendenhall. Also, places like Pinola, Merritt, Weathersby, Martinville, Fayetteville, Everett, and Upton. You guys are all in the line of fire here. We've got some updates from our storm chasers. Let's talk to Luke. Yeah, go ahead, Luke. And let's also talk to Brad. Yeah, go ahead, Brad.
Hey, I was going to let you know the latest scan on the Tylertown tornado does have a CC drop now, so it is on the ground. I know it's been reported, but now you got radar confirmation.
Yeah, right now we are eyeing these two what appear to be maturing supercells south of Interstate 20. We're watching cell interactions right now, and right now we think the more constructive and favorable mergers are going to be with that cell near McGee. So right now we are blasting south to get visual.
Has been issued.
All right, so that's an update from Luke. He's blasting south, and now we've got ourselves a new PDS tornado warning now, as we are just becoming more increasingly confident that we have just a massive tornado doing big-time damage here to the south and west of Tylertown in Mississippi.
A new PDS tornado warning has been
This is a big tornado. This is the kind that they issue tornado emergencies for. Get ready in Vaughts, Mesa, eventually Salem, and Darbin. This is going to be one of the most life-threatening and dangerous situations you have ever found yourselves in your life. Take shelter now. Go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, Ryan, I just wanted to tell you that the VRA, or literally the VRA on that storm is 96 knots to 98 knots, which is well above tornado emergency criteria. So if we operate on that alone, as well as the extension of that warning way out ahead of it now, that includes areas all the way up to Jefferson, Davis County, near Bassfield and Prentice, that would be a tornado emergency. So I would expect that to come shortly.
Thank you, Andy. Guys, we have a huge tornado on the ground here, just to the south and west of Tylertown. We've got to let everybody know downstream here. We're talking about Mesa, Salem, Darbin, Sartonville, Holly Springs, White Bluff, Hawthorne, Society Hill, Oakvale, Progress, Carson, Basefield, Prentice. This is a large tornado. This is an incredibly damaging tornado, could even be a violent tornado, producing a debris ball here right over Dykes Crossing. It is, once again, this is the kind of tornado that can level entire communities. This is not one to play around with. It's getting ready to go over the Paradise Ranch RV Resort right now. We're talking about minutes from now, and this is a huge RV resort. After it goes by that, it's going to cross over Highway 48 and continue to go past the Hidden Springs RV Resort. Once it goes by that, it's going to approach Mesa and Highway 98 near Mesa Walker's Bridge Road. Okay, this will cross Highway 98 near the Dollar General. If you know where the Dollar General is, right across the road from the Mesa Walker's Bridge Road, that's literally about where the tornado is going to cross Highway 98, right in that general vicinity there. It's going to get dangerously close to the Piggly Wiggly on Highway 98 as well, and then go on up towards places like the TLC Daycare Learning Center and China Grove Methodist Church. If any of those places ring a bell, you've got a major tornado moving right in that general direction. Some other places that we've got to be concerned about here include the small communities of Salem and Mesa, which are, once again, next in line here for this massive tornado. Big time damage being done right now in Damage Crossing, or Dykes Crossing, moving up towards Mesa. If you're just now tuning in, what we're looking at right now is a tornado doing incredible damage here. The drop in the correlation coefficient tells us that there's stuff in the sky that shouldn't be there. And it actually looks like this is putting stuff in the sky pretty high, and it's maybe some large stuff. And that tells us that this is a very, very large and dangerous tornado that we've got to be taken seriously here. Let's go and check in on our other storm here really quick. Don't want to leave anybody behind. This is going to be pretty intense as these storms start dropping tornadoes left and right. We still have a very concerning signature coming together here between Westville and Mendenhall. Want to make sure we say that name again. Mendenhall. We need everybody to take shelter over there. Also, north and east of there, Everett, Martinville, Fayetteville, and Upton. All of you guys in Simpson counties are also in an incredibly dangerous situation, and you've got to do everything you can now to mitigate risk and protect your life and property as it's coming together fast. Additionally, the storm that's over McGee right now is coming together fast as well. This might be a big problem for our friends in Raleigh here soon. So take shelter, or get ready to take shelter. Prepare now in Raleigh. Storm chaser Caleb Beecham is in Raleigh right now. So if that storm does come together, we're going to be able to see it hopefully through Caleb's feed as the tornado gets closer. We do continue to have tornado warnings in effect farther to the north. In fact, we're still watching very closely this tornado warning that's coming up, or the tornado warned storm that's coming up towards Vaden and Beatty in Mississippi. You guys should be sheltered, as that is a very dangerous looking storm right now as well. And this could be producing a tornado at least very soon. If it's not happening right now, it could be happening very soon from now. And then Tupelo, I want to check back in on Tupelo real quick. We do still have a tornado warning for Tupelo, and we do still have an area of rotation that we're keeping an eye on, but it is less concerning than it was a few moments ago. So hopefully
this tornado warning has been upgraded.
Hopefully this dissipates, but for now we need to stay in our safe spot at least for the next 31 minutes in Tupelo. Now, we've got a new PDS tornado warning. Let's see here. Yeah, it's for our storm, for Mendenhall. So there you go. Mendenhall, you now are under a PDS tornado warning. That means this is a particularly dangerous situation. Your life is in extreme danger in Mendenhall. We need everybody in that town underground. Let me give you some local landmarks here just in case, if I can get everything together here. We want you to take shelter all across Simpson County. Okay, even if you're not anywhere near the stuff that I'm getting ready to talk about, but just in case, it helps you understand like how serious of a situation this is. The tornado right now is near the Pleasant Valley Church. It's going to parallel Highway 43 across not interstate, but Highway 49 in Mendenhall, right near the Mendenhall Sports Complex. Okay, if you know where the Mendenhall Sports Complex, that's about where the rotation is right now. Imagine an area between Fellowship Church, Chalk Construction, Main Street Baptist Church, and once again, the Mendenhall Sports Complex. That's around about where the tornado is right now. It's a big one, okay? And if it comes in, if it makes contact with Mendenhall, it'll be happening somewhere around that sports complex, going across the road there near Moo Moo's Cafe, potentially impacting the side of town where Campbell's Creek Baptist Church is, the Mendenhall Medical Clinic, the Mendenhall Church of God, Jehovah's Witnesses, and of course, Bowery Contractors, big time part of the town over here that is in the direct path of a damaging tornado. Beyond that, we've got to be concerned about Poplar Springs Road. We've got to be concerned about all these places farther to the north and east, including Everett Church Road. And then thankfully, I mean, once this gets past Mendenhall, it's in a pretty rural area until it gets closer to Puckett. And then once it gets up there closer to Puckett, we might see this tornado get close to the Hodem trucking vicinity, and of course Martin and Sons as well. Take shelter if you're in anywhere near any of those places that I just talked about. And now let's go back down to our other PDS tornado warning. We've got a major tornado on the ground here, continuing to do very significant damage near Dinan, moving up towards Salem. We've got debris in the air. We've got a debris ball here, and everything is just coming together to. I mean, like, this is as much of a significant tornado signature as you'll ever see on radar. That is a perfect supercell. We're about to see a little bit of a nudger here, and like, I don't know how long this can last. I don't know how long it's going to go, but it looks to me like it could go for a very, very long time, unfortunately. This could be a problem for us in base.
A new PDS tornado warning has been issued.
Bassfield, sorry. This could actually be a problem for us in Bassfield, so we need to start preparing for that as it approaches. Even beyond that, this could be a problem for us in Collins, in areas north and west of Laurel later down the road. Like, this is going to be one that lasts for a long time, so let's go ahead and prepare for that. We've got an extension of our PDS tornado warning now for Rankin, Scott, and Simpson counties. They've now included Puckett and Polkville in our tornado warning, okay? This is a PDS tornado warning. It's a particularly dangerous situation. This is a life-threatening situation for everybody inside of that polygon. You see that flashing red and black box there? If you're inside of that box, nothing else should matter to you right now other than getting yourself and your family and your friends into a safe spot and doing everything you can to protect your life and your property, as this is not going to be your average tornado warning, all right? We've got another radar-indicated tornado warning that was just issued for Jasper, Newton, and Smith and Scott counties in Mississippi. This goes all the way up past Raleigh towards Newton and Decatur. Corey Gherkin, Luke Hatton, and Brad Arnold, Connor, Bryce, pretty much all of our storm chasers are in line to be able to see that one once that gets up there closer to Decatur.
Hey, Ryan, will you have a second?
Yeah, go ahead, Caleb.
Yeah, Ryan, we are sitting here in Raleigh right now and watching what appears to be a fairly robust wall cloud come together. Obviously, it is pretty hard to see through the trees, but we're seeing it wrap up quite significantly on radar. And as it pushes toward Raleigh, we're going to obviously continue to track it and give you that feed to let you know what's going on here on the ground.
All right, so here's what Caleb's vantage point looks like right now. And Caleb is out there storm chasing in Raleigh. He's in the path of this storm that's about to produce a big tornado here as it comes up towards Raleigh. We need everybody to take shelter and get ready. Some other people that we really need to be watching here is Grant and Max Archer. I mean, all of these storm chasers up here, we got to watch all of them and make sure that we're seeing everything here. Unfortunately, no on the ground traffic cameras anywhere close to any of these. So we're doing our best to fly by radar here until our storm chasers get closer. But I'm telling you, there's a big, nasty tornado on the ground right now coming up towards Sartonville.
This tornado warning has been
and they have just upgraded that to a tornado emergency.
A new tornado emergency has been issued.
The National Weather Service has issued a tornado emergency for Walthall County in Mississippi. A tornado emergency is the highest level tornado warning that can possibly be issued. It's only issued whenever we know that the tornado that is in question is catastrophic. Once again, this tornado can devastate entire communities. It can take out towns, and it is something that you are going to have to really take action for here if you're in the path. A lot of times, tornado warnings that they're issued, and maybe nothing's ever happened before if you've been under a tornado warning. This is not that kind of tornado warning. This is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing down here where you've got to do everything you can to mitigate risk here. This is not the kind of storm that you can just sit in the living room for. You're not going to accidentally survive this. This is the kind of tornado that could almost certainly level even a well-built home. All right, so you've got to barricade yourself with as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. Get the mattress off the bed, get the pillows, get the helmet, get whatever it is that you can get and protect yourself and brace for impact in Salem. This is going to impact Salem in seconds. Next up, we've got Darbin and we've got Holly Springs right after that. Some of the larger areas downstream here that this is going towards is Basefield, Mississippi. It's making a beeline towards you now. There's a chance that it could go off to the west, and that's what we're going to be rooting for here. But we've just got to be as practical as possible and take as much time as possible to prepare as it is barreling down on the Prentice and Basefield area right now. Once again, a tornado emergency is in effect for Walthall County, Mississippi. Catastrophic damage is underway right now in Salem. My goodness, look at the the debris signature. That is not something that you see every day, and it's only usually seen with some of the strongest tornadoes. And this is so big, it could literally, I'm looking at the town of Salem here. This could be larger than the entire town of Salem. Salem's very small here. We've almost certainly we're going to have some impacts here, some measurable impacts at the Salem High School. So if you know where the Salem High School is, the one next to Rushington Road and the Walth Hall County Cafeteria, that's about where the tornado is right now, right? As it moves off to the north and east, it's going to cross Highway 27. It's going to go over Rushington Town Road near the TLC daycare, and then it's going to continue to move off to the north and east over a thankfully relatively rural area. There's a couple of churches out here. The Latter-day Saints Church is in the path, but it really doesn't get back into an area where it's going to be able to impact a structure until it gets closer to Darbin Road. We need everybody that is on Darbin Road to be underground. There's a lot of homes out here on Darbin Road. If you know where the Southern Safety Solutions small business is, if you know where the Cayley Farm is, or the Darbin Mennonite Church, that entire area there could be hit by a tornado. That's how big this thing is as it crosses Highway 586. Once it gets past Highway 586, it could go on up towards Holly Springs, and that's where it'll be potentially crossing the Pearl River here.
I cannot hear anything you are saying.
So if you're just now tuning in, that big blue dot there, that is a catastrophic tornado destroying anything that it touches as it goes up towards Darbin. Let's flip over to velocity.
Oh my gosh, I can see it on my map.
Yeah. So some places downstream here that need to be continuously reminded that this is coming for you. Include Prentice and Basefield. They just issued another tornado emergency for Basefield. Now Jefferson, Davis, Lawrence, and Marion counties in Mississippi are all under tornado emergencies. A catastrophic tornado is on its way right now to the greater Prentice, Carson, and Basefield area in Mississippi. You got to take shelter, and once you've got a little bit of time, all right. You got a little bit of time in Prentice, right? You got a little bit of time in Basefield, so hopefully we're utilizing that time. If you're in a mobile home, don't be. Okay, you got to get to the closest sturdy shelter that you can think of. That is a very important thing to remember here. Go ahead, Andy.
Hold on. Which state is this in?
Ryan, I hate to do this to you, but there's a storm back near Kentwood, Louisiana, where this one started like an hour ago, and we called it out early before it was even tornado warned. This one looks really similar, and it's in that same exact environment, just a little bit south and east, and it's going to track through a lot of the same areas, get really if it does the same thing in that similar environment, then we're going to have to, say the same thing about it. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but I just want to let you know that ahead of time. There isn't even a severe thunderstorm warning on it yet, so early call out is good.
All right, thank you, meteorologist Andy Hill. We've got to watch the Kentwood area. Again, another storm capable of producing a tornado is going to form here. And it's unfortunately going to take a very similar path as the one that we're just now the one that we're tracking with the tornado emergency. So Tylertown, unfortunately, we've still got to have our heads up. We've still got to be hyper vigilant here as another tornado producing storm is going to come right for Gladhurst, Smithburg, and Tylertown. I hate to say that, but that's what's happening here. All right, let's go back to our tornado emergency. Where once again, just some incredible radar imagery here. This is not something that you see every day, and I'm telling you, anything that this tornado comes into contact with, it's completely destroying. Storm Prediction Center currently says, and this is not something that they say usually. They're saying that this is an ongoing, potentially violent tornado. meaning that this could be an EF3, 4, or greater as it goes up towards places like White Bluff, Hawthorne, Society Hill, and unfortunately Prentice and Bassfield are both in the direct path of this incredibly dangerous storm. We started talking about this when it started forming down there near Kentwood. We told you an hour and a half ago or so that this was going to be a supercell that produced large, damaging tornadoes across the state of Mississippi. It's doing that, and it's going to continue to do that. I want to go ahead and draw your attention as well a little bit farther downstream. Why not go ahead and make the same kind of preparations in Mount Olive and Collins? It's going to come close to you guys, all right? So we got to do everything we can to mitigate risk up there as well. Hopefully it dies out or something happens to it before it gets there, but we can't guarantee that that's going to happen, all right? So Mount Olive and Collins, those are some other places downstream from this that might need to be, getting ready as well. Latest radar scan here continues to show a very damning, signature. We've still got damage visible on radar. We've still got damage being done right now, and also something that we're starting to be able to see is a debris field, right? So tornado has sucked up some debris here, and we've got a pretty tight area of the initial debris, but you can also see the path that it's taking as the debris gets sucked up into the cloud. So now we've got little pieces of potentially Salem, the small community of Salem, in the sky here, about to rain down onto portions of Monticello and Prentice, as this is debris that's way up in the air that's being suspended by the updraft. And it's probably leaves and trees, maybe small pieces of debris that will once again come down in the Oakville, Progress, Carson, and Prentice area here soon. Now you've got probably just a couple of minutes before the tornado gets to you in Tilton and White Bluff. Tilton and White Bluff. This is a very dangerous situation for you. Hopefully everybody's already in their safe spots there, but if for whatever reason we've got people out there that haven't made it to their safe spots yet, this is your sign. This is your call out. We got to get there fast. Let's get back into the mesoscale here and just give you the latest on where we think this is. The tornado right now, it just passed the Terry's Bits machine shop. Okay, if you know where that is, you know about where the tornado just passed. Now it's on its way towards the White Bluff area. As it goes towards White Bluff, it's going to cross the Pine Grove Pentecostal Church. It's going to go past a pretty large rural area, and it's going to cross Highway 587 where the Pearl River gets close to it. So if you know where the Pearl River kind of bends back and gets really close to Highway 587, you can probably see it out of your passenger side window as you're driving towards Divide. That's about where the tornado will cross Highway 587 as it goes up towards Oakville. Yeah, that's what's going on there. Let's go check out that new tornado warning. They just warned the tornado storm, the tornadic storm that's to the south of this, and this doesn't quite include the town of Tylerville, but I would say Tylertown. I would say go ahead and take shelter anyways. This does include most immediately Spring Creek and Lewiston. Okay, Spring Creek and Lewiston out here in Tangipahoa and Washington parishes in Louisiana. You take shelter, and then everybody in Pike and Walthall counties in Mississippi, you guys got to take shelter as well. We're really concerned about our friends in Mount Herman, Porter's Curve, and then the state line area between Smithburg, Dillon, and Warrenton. Take shelter immediately. This is going to be an incredibly dangerous storm, just like its brother or sister, whatever you want to call it up here, that's going up towards Bassfield. Raleigh, we've got a huge area of rotation that just passed Raleigh. We've got a bunch of storm chasers out here. This is not doing anything yet, but it's about to, as we've got 2-inch in diameter hail coming up towards you in Forest. Corey Gherkin and Brad Arnold are both in the direct path of this one, so we're going to keep an eye on them. And then probably a little bit closer to tornado genesis would be the actually, yeah, it's the storm that's going by Raleigh right now. So we're going to keep an eye on our storm chasers. This is where they all are. They're all on these storms here. So we'll be able to give you a visual on these as they get closer to places like Philadelphia and Meridian. And we're going to keep watching those as they move off to the north and east. There is also a tornado warning right now for Carroll, Choctaw, and Grenada counties in Mississippi. We've got a decent area of rotation right now near Kilmichael, however you say that, and Brett Adair. Brett Adair's right in the path of it, so I don't know if we've got him up or if he's still down, but we will show you him if he ends up being able to see something. We also continue to have tornado warning for Tupelo. That's going to last for the next 10 minutes, so stay in your safe spots in Tupelo, and then we should be able to tell you it's all right to come out at least for a brief period of time in about 10 minutes. Let's go back down to our tornado emergency, which continues for the next 41 minutes for Jefferson, Davis, Lawrence, and Marion counties in Mississippi. Once again, if you're just now tuning in, a catastrophic tornado is currently doing damage now in Jefferson, Davis, and Lawrence counties, moving into Marion County. This is right in between Sartonville and Holly Springs right now. We are in a little bit of a radar hole. It's not terrible, but as it gets closer to the Jackson radar, we might be able to see some more features here. But, I mean, there's just no doubt about it. This is coming up towards White Bluff right now. White Bluff, Hathorne, and Society Hill, all places that are in the path. As this comes into White Bluff, this is once again the area that I was talking about earlier that is close to the Pearl River, Highway 587, where the Pearl River bends back close to the road. That's about where the tornado is right now. Get ready in Hathorne and Society Hill as well. Once it gets past White Bluff, it could potentially impact the New Hope Missionary Baptist Church. And then there's just a lot of small places, and you know, there's homes out here, and there's no names for these communities. You know what I'm saying? It's just a big long road, and then every once in a while there'll be 2 or 3 houses. We just got to hope that everyone knows what's going on here, because none of these houses, if they get a direct hit from a tornado of this magnitude, will still be there after it goes by. So it's very important that nobody gets surprised by this as it moves off to the north and east. Still got debris field visible here on correlation coefficient. And then our very evident, debris signature here, meaning that there's still new debris being picked up by a tornado just to the west of Holly Springs. If at some point here in the future, if we ever see this start to fade away, and all we see is like a much larger debris field here, maybe that means that we're going to have a recycle, or the tornado's going to stop producing a tornado for a period of time. But right now, I've got every reason to believe that this is still producing a big tornado right now as it comes up towards White Bluff. All right. Let's go and let's look at the tornado warning to the south of this tornado emergency. It's been a second since we've talked about it. Still just radar indicated rotation down here, but it is coming together. And we do expect that this might produce a tornado here as it approaches Tylertown, Smithburg, and Dillon. Get ready in Pike and Walthall counties. Take shelter. And then let's come back down here to our tornado emergency. And just making sure we've got all the latest scans lined up here. Yeah, this is just from 1 minute ago. It's just now getting into the White Bluff area. And then Let me see here. If it continues on that trajectory, once again, still Oakvale, Hawthorne, and Society Hill are the next ones in line. All we can do at this point is just hope that the message has gotten out to these people, right? I mean, we've sat here and we've said every potential church it could hit, every potential back road and river it could hit, every... You know what I'm saying? Like now, hopefully we've just reached those people and they are in their safe spots. You've got to get into the basement preferably, but I know a lot of people in Mississippi don't have those. But you want to get into the lowest floor of the building with as many walls between you and the outside world as possible and protect your head. You got to remember that helmet. You got a bicycle helmet, you got a football helmet, you got something like that, grab it. That is potentially going to be life-saving for you if you utilize it. Yeah, debris ball is visible here. It's coming through White Bluff now. And White Bluff is relatively small. I mean, there's not a lot of stuff here. It's another one of those places where it's a small collection of homes. And a lot of those homes are mobile homes, which is one of the reasons why I've been trying my best to emphasize how important it is to not be in those in a situation like this. There's not a lot you can do now in White Bluff, right? But if you took action an hour ago, maybe you had time to go down to Aunt Sally's house or down to the daggone post office. You know what I'm saying? Like a brick building. That's the goal there. But right now we've got seconds before this impacts White Bluff, and then maybe minutes before it gets to Hawthorne and Society Hill. Within the next couple of minutes, this is also going to be getting dangerously close to the Colonial Pipeline on the other side of the Pearl River. Also, if you know where the New Hope Missionary Baptist Church is, that's where the tornado is going to be within the next 5 minutes. It's getting closer to Bassfield and Prentice. So hopefully everybody out there has gotten the message and they are taking shelter right now as well. All right, here's a live camera of our other storm back there closer to Kentwood that's coming together. And you can see all the rising motion, all of the moisture coming up. Wow, that's crazy. All right, go ahead, Elijah.
Hey Ryan, me on my Twitter feed and then Kenzie on yours is retweeting a bunch of damage. Don't pull it up on stream due to copyright issues, but you can people can go there and see any of the damage from this tornado. There is a lot of it.
All right, thank you, Elijah. Yeah, it looks like some areas near Tylertown, and you know all of these places that we've been talking about. They have took on significant damage, and there's people out there right now that are reeling from being hit by a devastating tornado. So our job here is mostly to inform you on what's happening next, right? The goal is to always tell you, here's what's happening next. Here's where it's going next. Here's what's happening in 10 minutes. But I also want to make sure we do everything we can to also keep you informed on here's what happened 10 minutes ago. Here's what happened an hour ago, because we had so many people tune in just now in the Tylertown area, and we've got people who have family members and friends in Tylertown and all these other places. And we don't want to just leave you behind now that the storm's moved on. We're going to try to keep you updated on what we know about what has unfolded here, while also continuing to update you on what's happening next. Which, by the way, last couple of scans here on our velocity, it does look like what we talked about earlier was like maybe there's going to be a brief period where this tries to recycle. That might be happening here. So there's another piece of energy, another storm that's formed right on top of the updraft here, and there's a merger that's happening. We'll see what happens. If the supercell handles that merger, then it's going to continue to produce a tornado. And it's a strong enough supercell to where we can assume that is very likely to happen. So we've got to stay underground in Prentice, Carson, and Bassfield. And we haven't even had time to show this yet, but there is a new PDS tornado watch for Alabama. And this is of the same magnitude as the one in Mississippi. So until 8 p.m. Central tonight, we're going to be watching Huntsville, Birmingham, Montgomery, Gadsden, all the way down past Tuscaloosa, over into southwestern Alabama as well. We're going to watch it for numerous strong tornadoes, tennis ball size hail, and scattered wind gusts up to 75 miles per hour. Go ahead, Andy.
Hi, Ryan. I have a couple of areas of interest in northeastern Mississippi, none of which are tornado warned. The first one is west of Houston, Mississippi. Once again, from the Columbus radar, I have a few of these y'all watches out as well. And that one goes up a few tilts. I would give that a low to medium confidence near Houston, Mississippi, and Chickasaw County. I have one further east that's closer to Amory and Bigby. This area is much stronger up in tilts and actually has a couplet aloft, but that has not yet translated to the surface. So this is not tornado warned, but I am watching that supercell that's on the west side of the two there in a row. That one looks really supportive aloft of producing a tornado, so we'll see if that works down, and if it does, then we'll see a tornado warning for it for sure. The last one is a belt of higher winds up near Fulton, Mississippi to the north. That one may try to produce a brief tornado, but it may just remain a damaging wind threat. So a few areas of concern here in northeast Mississippi as we have no tornado warnings in that area.
Okay, thank you, meteorologist Andy Hill. We're going to go back down to our tornado warnings. It's been a second since we've checked in on the one where all of our storm chasers are. And we do have a pretty large area of convergence still coming together here, where Brad Arnold and Corey Gherkin are. And we're going to continue to see that try to produce a tornado as it approaches Newton. Newton, Mississippi needs to be sheltered. So please get into your safe spots now and go ahead, Elijah.
Hey, Ryan. So Andy was just talking about the Amory storm. There is actually a tornado on the ground right now around Amory, Mississippi. I am looking at a photo of it right now.
All right. Thank you, Elijah. So now we've got photo evidence of a tornado in the general Amory, Mississippi area. So we'll likely see a tornado warning come through soon. We've got to get to shelter, or at least consider getting into shelter very quickly if you are in the Smithville area, if you're in the Turon area, Academy, anywhere near or in Amory, take shelter now. This part of the storm right here does look quite suspect. So yeah, we'll see where the National Weather Service puts that warning. But it'll likely include Smithville, Haltley, and Academy. All right, back to the tornado emergency, where we still have a huge tornado underway. And it looks like, it is definitely recycling. So notice the velocity signature is very strong back here to the west of Tylertown. Continues to be very strong, and then right after it got past White Bluff, it looks a little bit less tight. But what's happening here is it is coming together, and it is we likely are going to have a tornado still come through on the west side of Bassfield and Carson. So take shelter now. It's not. I mean, hopefully you've already been there. We've been talking about you forever. But now's the time to get underground if you haven't already. Go ahead, Andy.
Hi, Ryan. I have reason to believe via photo evidence that the Amory storm is actually producing a tornado right now as we speak, and it is unwarned in the area. So that's going to pass probably just west of Amory and go up west of Smithville towards the Fulton, Mississippi area. So I've seen a photo of it as a cone tornado up there, really close to Big B.
All right. Thank you, meteorologist Andy Hill. Bigby, Flynn, Smithville. These are all areas that Andy has been, highlighting here with our Y'all Watch. We've heard now that there is likely a tornado on the ground. We've got photo evidence of it. Yeah, we're just waiting on that tornado warning from the National Weather Service. But even if we don't get that, I would say that, if you want to be extra precautious here, take shelter, especially if you're in Bigby, Flynn, Carolina, and New Salem. This is coming right in your general direction, okay? Let's go back
where did
to
Bogus
our
go?
tornado warning, which has something like 20 storm chasers on it right now.
I'm gonna go play.
There are literally 20 storm chasers right now on the storm near Newton. And it's trying its best to produce a tornado. That convergent signature looks classic. It's not very intense yet, but that could change very quickly as it gets closer to Newton. We need the whole town of Newton to take shelter. And then coming back to Bassfield. Very concerning signature here as a new tornado, maybe even a larger tornado, is trying to come together here between Society Hill and Carson. We've got a little bit of time for this to, maybe try to dissipate some more over some open fields. It's very rural before you get to Carson. But like if it forms up here again, it's going to happen right in the area between Carson and Bassfield. Let me copy some coordinates here. Give me just 1 second. Go ahead, Andy.
A new
Ryan,
tornado
that Bassfield tornado has re-intensified. You can see a deeper debris signature from the Jackson
A new
radar
tornado
on the latest
warning
scan.
has
So
been issued.
I would imagine this is going to follow the same thing for the next 20 minutes. Within this warning, we'll see a warning extend out in front of it. This tornado will follow a jagged movement path. Every time it turns to the east just a little bit, it will intensify. We see this sort of movement quite often in intense to violent tornadoes of this caliber here, and every time it turns back to the west, it may weaken a little bit. So we're going to follow a wiggle in the path, essentially, and as we get close to the radar, we'll have a much better view of that and be able to nail down exactly where it's meandering within this warning. But that's part of the reason why this polygon is so big, even for a tornado emergency. If the tornado is 20 miles away, this thing does wiggle around. We do see that happen in violent tornadoes, so please heed the warning appropriately.
Thank you so much, meteorologist Andy Hill, showing us the latest scan here, which is very, very concerning as it's coming towards Carson here. We've got a big tornado doing damage. This is a tornado emergency for Bassfield and Carson in Mississippi facility. It's going to approach Carson and Bassfield near Bass Cemetery. And it'll cross Highway 42, maybe somewhere near Wards. Anywhere between Wards and the St. Elizabeth Cemetery. Anywhere in that vicinity is in the direct path of this storm. Everybody in the town of Carson, everybody in the town of Prentice, and everybody in the town of Bassfield needs to be underground if possible. Underground storm shelter is the best way to go. But if you can't get there, you got to just be in the lowest floor of a sturdy building.
New information. This tornado warning
with
has
as many
been
walls
upgraded.
between you and the outside
New
world as possible.
information. This tornado warning has been upgraded.
This is very close.
Yeah, I'm watching max velocity right now.
Hold on, I'm not getting audio alerts. Give me just 1 second. I got to refresh something over here.
Well, literally everyone needs to be in their safe place.
A new tornado warning has been issued. A new
Town.
tornado warning has been issued.
Another tornado on the west side of Tylertown.
All right.
Oh my god, I can't
So
believe
if you're just now tuning in, we still got a big tornado over here coming into Bassfield. This thing has done incredible damage over here between Tylertown and where it is now. We can see it. I mean, we can see some of the damage floating way up in the sky here. You see this right here? We only see that kind of signature on the correlation coefficient whenever we're dealing with a tornado that is of the caliber of something like some of the bigger tornadoes that we've seen